Hey, Julie Thomas with the STR Visionary, and I want to share my love-hate relationship with technology that I use at my short-term rentals. So number one, let me start by saying I will always love the strategy of automating as much as you can with your short-term rental over trying to reinvent the wheel every single time, okay? So what I mean by that is when you can automate messages, for example. So let's say you have your property listed on Airbnb and you go into the area of Airbnb where you can set up messages that automatically go out at certain times, either before the check-in, during their stay, or after their stay, setting up things like quick replies, setting up things like asking for reviews. Those are all amazing ways to be automated and take all of these little tiny tasks off of your plate, okay? So that you don't have to stress about sending every single guest 7 different messages and that you're constantly trying to think about what it is that you're going to say. That is a great use for automation. Another tool that I suggest automating is your check-in codes. So there are a lot of options for electronic locks and then electronic controls behind those locks that allow you to remotely set up a code for your guests so that it gets set on the lock and it's unique to every single guest. So they don't feel like, wow, I showed up to this house with this lockbox and now 50 other people have this lockbox code and they're going to be able to get in and use the property as well. So locks are another great thing to automate. Here is the hate side of my relationship though with automation, is that in order for automation to be successful, you have to have other things also functional, like the internet. So more than once, I have had situations where I have had my codes in place, they're ready to go, they're set to activate 30 minutes prior to a guest checking in. Poof, all of a sudden the internet goes down, okay? And it's the perfect storm. Then the lock doesn't have the code, the guest shows up, the code isn't working, then they're calling you and trying to get a hold of you to get into the property. So you really need to be cognizant of the fact that although automation can make a lot of things easier for you as a short-term rental host, you do need to be mindful of the fact that there are a lot of other things that have to be in place in order for that automation to be functional, and that you need to stay on top of it in order for it to run smoothly. So if you want my favorite automation tools, drop a DM or a little love heart in the comments and I will send them your way.